So hello and welcome to today's POWELL 365 webinar. Today we're talking all about how to collaborate simply and to really make the most of your Office 365 features within your very own company intranet. So I'm here today with Ryan. And on our agenda is we're going to do a quick introduction so you can meet our speakers, and then we're going to do kind of a dive into different Office 365 features that we find are very relevant for our customers. And then we're going to show you how, by integrating those features into POWELL 365, making your own digital workplace will help you take advantage of all those different features that are really great within the Office 365 suite. We're going to conclude that kind of with a demo so that you can see live exactly how we integrate those tools. And we, of course, will finish up with some ROI information for everyone who's listening. At the very tail end of the webinar, we will be holding a few minutes aside for a Q&A session. So if you do have any questions, please note that we will be answering them at the end of the webinar. If at any moment you do have a question, there's this little chatter/question box on the side panel for GoToWebinar. Feel free to type in and send your questions in at any time. Just know that we'll get back to them at the end of the webinar. Okay, so I'm here today with Ryan. Ryan is our Eastern Region Manager for Powell Software on the East Coast. And my name is Karina, and I'm here from the marketing team to kind of help you guys walk through our presentation today. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And what I'm going to do is hand the presentation over to Ryan to talk some more about POWELL 365 and Office 365 features.
Fantastic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good. Just want to make sure I'm on. Well, thank you, Karina, for the introduction, and thank you everybody for joining today. And what we're going to talk about a little bit is how to take advantage of Office 365 and some of the Office features using POWELL 365. So you really, what you want is you want to get the most out of your Office 365 and SharePoint investment. And we know that, most corporations are facing many challenges. Some of these business challenges, including a compelling look and feel, company branding, a mobile application, the ability to personalize your site, some best practices, a consistent experience across all platforms, and a third-party solution connection. Some of the IT challenges include portal design, template management, deployment speed, the ongoing flexibility and governance, Office 365 updates, and security compliance. Well, what we are is a full digital workplace, and we allow you to communicate, collaborate, and connect with a multi-device, multi-experience, and fully personalized intranet site. So some of the Office 365 features that we're going to talk about today and how we integrate with them are featured mostly on our personal board. Well, they're featured all over our site, but the ones we're going to focus on today are on our personal board tab within our site, and they include Outlook, Planner, Delve, Groups, Yammer, and the ability to extend the board beyond even these features, including Power BI, Office Video, Excel documents, really any of the Office 365 components. So what Powell is we consist of kind of two platforms. The first one being Powell Manager, and Powell Manager is the design and deployment platform that allows you to build the site out. From there, you deploy it either online through your Office 365 tenant or on premises on SharePoint 2016 or newer, or in a hybrid situation. And from there, you get POWELL Sites, which is our compelling and personalized user experience that features a full set of widgets and apps that really build out your site. So as I mentioned, Powell Manager is the thing that the platform that enables IT departments to design and deploy their SharePoint templates and structures without any coding in order to build any kind of communication and collaborative workplaces. It enables you to manage, maintain, and update your SharePoint and group environments in a very streamlined and automated way with little or no code. Powell Sites is our ready-made and configurable workplace that offers a compelling and personalized user experience, along with a full set of features that increase user engagement and overall Office 365 adoption. We offer seamless updates. We take care of all of the Office 365 compliance for you. All changes on Office 365 are integrated within Powell and Powell 365 as soon as they're available. You can update everything with a simple click without the need to create any kind of complex scripts. So it's very, we're always up to date or evergreen. With that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick demo of our Powell sites just to give you an idea as to what it looks like. So let me get out of this. So here is our home page. The first thing you'll notice is that we are logged into Office 365 in SharePoint as Linda Wave. Across the top right here, we have 5 buttons. I'm going to go through these, but the first one that's very interesting is this little minus toggle button here. And you'll notice if I click on this, I now hide the SharePoint grid and really any information that we are even in SharePoint at all. Some companies prefer to do that, some don't. You can do it either way, but it is kind of a unique feature because now it looks like you have a fully built custom intranet that, even though it is built on SharePoint, doesn't necessarily look like it. So across the rest of these buttons, the first thing you'll see is when I click on the recent activities, you'll see that this is all of the recent activities of Linda Wave. This is all user-based and security trimmed within Office 365. So all this is going to show is the recent activities of Linda. The next one next to that is the favorites, and you can go through the site and actually tag your favorite parts within the site, and it allows you to jump around the site very quickly instead of having to go tab to tab. So that's kind of a neat feature. Next to that, we have a translator. It's kind of a light translator built on Bing, and it allows you to translate the site into many different languages. So if you have any foreign users, they can translate the site into different languages. And next to that is probably the neatest option in our site, is the ability to manage content within the site. And again, this is user-based and security trimmed, so not everybody will see all of these options, but if you do have the user or security settings, you can see you have the ability to edit pages, site content, site permissions, site settings, properties, pretty much everything within the site, all from within Powell 365 without the need to go into SharePoint or go back into Powell Manager. So it's very easy to maintain and update your site right within it. Next, we'll go down and go through this page a little bit just to give you an idea as to some of the options that we build in. The first thing you'll see is the company news widget right here. Now, one of the neat things is anytime on a Powell site you see the See More button, if I click on that, it will actually drill down, give me a little bit more information on this news. And what you'll see now is here's a little bit more news, but one of the neatest things on this, when I drill down into it, is it shows you which division posted this news, what the category was, who the author or authors were, when it was created, and how often this person has created something. So you actually have some analytics built right into the site itself to give you this information. So, and again, this is stuff you don't have to include in your site. You can build this out however you want to, but if you do want to, you have it right there. We'll go back to our Home tab. And next to the, below that, the company news widget is the department news widget. And what you'll notice on that is there's a preference button here. If I click on this, I can actually, as a user, choose which preferences of news I want to see. So if I want to see only the news from the marketing department or the HR department or the IT department, I can do it right here and it will save those settings. So that's kind of neat. Next to that, we have a quick access widget. We have this set up to include new employee onboarding, HR knowledge base, job opportunities, etc. But you can configure this however you want to. In fact, you can configure our entire page and site however you want to very easily. So this is just kind of give you an idea to some of the options that you can do within Powell. Below that, we have a stock widget. If you're a public company, you could put that widget on. If not, you can certainly not include it. Below that, we have a sales widget, which is linked to a Excel document, but it's not rendering. Let me try. Sorry, let me try reloading the page and see if it renders now. There we go. So this is linked to an Excel document. If I click on the See More button here, you'll notice that it actually brings us to the document that included the source for that data. So that's kind of cool. Next to that, we have a poll widget. So you can place polls within the site anytime and get more feedback from your employees or whoever. And then next to that, we have an events widget that's linked to calendar, to the corporate calendar. So if I click on that one, it will actually bring me into the corporate calendar. That's my connection's a little pokey today, so I apologize. There we go. So this brings me into the corporate events calendar now. So now I have all that information. So below that, we have a videos widget, a video widget. One of the neat things about our video widget is that you'll notice when I click on this, all of our videos are embedded into the Powell site. So when you click on something, you're not pulled out to the web, you're not hitting YouTube or whatever. So it helps many companies with security issues that don't want employees going to external sites. So that's kind of our homepage. But where we're really going to focus today, as I mentioned earlier, is on the My Board page. So I'm going to click on the My Board. And this is where we incorporate many of those Office 365 components that I mentioned earlier. So again, this is Linda Wave, we're logged in as, and this is kind of Linda Wave's custom personal page. And again, the whole site is security trim, so regardless of who the user was, this would be that user's custom page. But the first thing you'll notice right here, these two widgets right here, My Emails and My Next Event, these are both tied to Outlook. So if I click on the See More on either one of those, I'm going to be brought directly into the Outlook mailbox of Linda Wave, so I can send and receive and type all my emails right within the site. I don't have to go anywhere. Next to that is my Tasks widget, and that is tied to Planner. So again, if I click on the See More on there, I'll be brought out to Linda Wave's Planner, and I can see all the different things that she has planned for the day and the week and what's in progress. If I go below that, I'm in the Groups tab. The neat thing here is that, for example, if I click on the Marketing Team group, you'll see all of the employees that are all of the members of my group. You can see all the recent conversations that my group had, different news that someone in the group posted. So it's a very complete snapshot of that group and that team. Below that is the Discussions widget, which is linked to Yammer. So if I click on that, I'll be brought out to my Yammer feed, and you'll notice that now I have my complete Yammer feed, all my different groups that I follow within Yammer. So it's a full Yammer integration. Next to that is my Documents widget. That is tied to Delve. So if I click on the See More on that, it will actually bring me, it'll give me first off my card, and it will give me all of my, whoa, what happened there? Oh, it's refreshing. And it will give me all of my recent documents that I've worked on. At the same token, if I go back and I click on the popular documents of the entire group, that again uses Delve, but it will pull out the group documents that everybody's been working on. You can also see over to the left here, we have a little org chart that pops up, uses Delve. So this is all the people that are working with Linda Wave on either the same team or underneath her, or however you have it set up. So anyways, so that's really the focus of what we're looking at, how we can integrate all of those features within Powell 365. So you're asking yourself, how do we do this? Well, what we do is we use a we use Powell Manager, which I discussed earlier, and I'm not going to go through it in depth, but I will give you a little idea as to what Powell Manager does. So Powell Manager is our design tool, and you can see right at the top here, you can design all of your different sites, your page layouts, your lists, your content types, your master pages. You can do all of your branding from your header to your footer to your themes, all of your custom components. So we do, we try to be low code, no code out of the box, but if you do want to custom develop something, you can use JavaScript, JS Link. You can do all kinds of different custom components, anything you want, essentially. And then we have a full mobile application as well, and there's different ways to link to it. But it's a very complete design tool. Here, I'll click on the Sites tab, and what it will show you is all of the different site templates that we have that are pre-built. So if you want to, instead of building your own site template, which you can do, if you want to use one of ours right out of the box, you can simply click on any of these site templates, and it will basically give you a starting point as to where to start out from. And then you can go in and customize and change your colors and everything else. So some of the different widgets that we have available are, for example, the box widget, clocks, a delve that we've discussed already. We have dynamics widget. We have about 40 widgets right out of the box. Outlook emails, Excel services, groups, the lists, maps, members. We even have a Facebook widget, although people probably don't want to use that currently with all the stuff going on with Facebook. But anyways, we have a search widget, Power BI. So you can see we have many different widgets, and these are just the Powell custom built ones. There's also many that Microsoft offers right out of the box. So with that, I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint, and I have just a few slides left to go through. And then I'll hand it back over to Karina. So as I showed you, as we were going through the site, I showed you how we integrate with all these Outlook features, including multiple displays, the ability to follow and manage all emails directly from Powell, the ability to create and edit emails from Powell, and really you have direct access to Microsoft Exchange as well. In Planner, we have multiple displays available, from my own tasks to all tasks. We can follow and manage all assigned tasks directly in Powell. We can create or reassign tasks directly from Powell. And the nicest thing is you get direct access to Planner with single sign-on, so you don't have to be signing on to different things all the time. So it's very easy. In Groups, as I showed you, you can view all public groups, your favorite groups, all the groups you're part of. You can manage group members directly, manage all your conversations, and you have quick access to all of the group features through our group widget. And our Yammer widget, as we also kind of looked at, there's a global discussion feed. You can join, you can look at specific groups, you can comment, like, and share, and it's super easy to configure. It takes about 2 clicks. So it's very, very simple to use. And our Delve widget, finally, gives you the ability to retrieve your last documents, know what your colleagues have shared with you, display and import different documents, and it offers a much more accurate search using the Office Graph API instead of just the standard SharePoint API. So it's quite a bit more powerful. So some of the benefits and ROI of Powell. So really, on the design side, we say that you can cut your time by 1/3 and cut your cost by 1/2 on a typical design over out-of-the-box custom development in SharePoint. Same thing with the build versus a custom development out of the box. We can cut by 10 days, cut your cost by 1/3. And the run side, we can cut it by 5 days and cut your cost by 1/2. So there is some very big ROI using Powell versus out-of-the-box standard SharePoint custom development. Some of the functional benefits of Powell versus, again, SharePoint out of the box. We have a multi-device ability, advanced branding, content notification, page translation, many out-of-the-box templates, many web parts. So we really offer a much more fully complete suite than what you get out of the box with SharePoint. And with that, I believe I will hand it back to Karina.
Thank you, Ryan, for the.
You cut out.
Sorry. Hi.
Oh,
Thank you. So
yep.
we're just gonna do a quick conclusion, tell you guys a little bit more about Powell software. So as of today, we've got over 400,000 users. We have over 100 customers worldwide. We also have over 80 different partners internationally that we work with that can help you, walk you through building your own solution or maintaining your solution or working within Powell Manager today. We also have customers all over the world. Ryan, if you can jump to the next slide for me. We've been featured in a few different studies as well, internationally. So there is Clearbox Consulting, which is an agency in London, actually reviewed us for their out-of-the-box SharePoint study, and we were named not only internet choice for North America, but also for multinational companies. So we're kind of available worldwide for anyone who's interested. We've also been featured in the Gartner study, as well as a study by the company Leco, all about Office 365 internet solutions. So we're well known, and because of that, we have a very strong community of customers all over the world in several different sectors. Our tool is completely applicable to any kind of sector because it's completely customizable, and it's very fast and easy to use. So thank you so much for tuning in today to learn a little bit more about our tool, to really understand how to integrate Office 365 into Powell 365. If you'd like some more information, I would invite everyone listening to please go ahead, check out our website. It's up there for you, www.powell-365.com. Also, do not hesitate to reach out to us on social media. We're on Twitter. You can see our Twitter handle there, @Powell365News. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Just go ahead, follow us if you want to learn more about the product or even stay up to date for more webinars. And then finally, if we don't get to your question today, or if you don't think of a question at this time, you can always reach out to either Ryan or Antoine. You can see that their emails are up on the screen there. So with that, we have a few minutes left. I'd really want to invite everyone listening to send us some questions because we have Ryan here, and he is a great source. So our first question, Ryan, is the Powell poll linked to Office 365 forms?
Yes, it is. That is correct.
So yep. Yes to that question. And then, so we have another question here. What level of SharePoint expertise is required to use Powell Manager?
That's a good question. I would say probably you'd want to be at least a somewhat power user of SharePoint to use Powell Manager. I mean, you don't have to be, but the initial setup and just getting to make sure that all of your that you set up your sites correctly. It's really more of a SharePoint thing than a Powell thing. So you want to make sure that you at least have some good SharePoint knowledge in order to help your Powell site run as smoothly as possible.
So I have one other question here. So if a user is working on documents in Microsoft Word, can Delve retain those documents within recent documents on Powell?
Yes, it sure can. Yep, it retains all of your recent documents that you've been working on, whether they're saved or not. That's correct.
Yep, wait. Yeah, that's, thank you, Ryan. Okay, so do we have any other questions? We're really banging them out, surprisingly. So someone wanted to know more information about the analyst report. I don't know if that's...
You might be better on that one. The clear box, are they just talking about?
Yeah, sorry. So if you can just go back to the slide 24. So there's one report done by Clearbox that's available on their website. You can also find a blog on our website where you can link directly to where to download that. And then the Leco study, is also on their website. Gartner, I believe, also has it available on their website. So we don't have them internally to send out to you, but if you go to our website, we have linked to all of them. So thank you for your question. And then, okay, so one person asked if there's a recording. Yes, so we're currently recording the webinar, and everybody will get a copy of it who's registered so that you can, of course, come back. Also, we do post all of our webinars up on our YouTube channel, so definitely follow our YouTube channel. You can not only see this webinar, but also previous webinars that we've done in the past. And what I'm going to do, we have 1 minute left, so I'm going to take one more question. Okay. Can Powell integrate with a non-Microsoft web part?
Yes, it can. It depends on the how the web part is configured, but for the most part, as long as the web part will work in SharePoint, it should work with Powell. So that's kind of a roundabout answer, but if as long as it doesn't have to be a Microsoft web part, but as long as it works in SharePoint, it will work with Powell.
Awesome. Thank you for your question. Thank you, everyone who sent in questions, and thank you to everybody who tuned in today. I guess we'll sign off just about now, and tune in, follow us to hear for our next webinar.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day. Bye.